record. Okay, record button pressed. You guys can always find the recordings at conversion.info/recordings. They just kind of stream here in order. There's probably a couple hundred hours of content here. And then you can get the, you can share this page and people on your team can join and show up here live every week if they want. You're welcome, Craig. No problem. All right. So today's topic, somebody posted in the group, are there any free or affordable ways to, to get leads through conversion? They talked about using Craigslist, but wanted some other strategies. So let's do that today. That is our topic at hand. We're going to be, it says free and affordable, but I think we're mostly just going to call this outside of the box weird and wacky ways, which makes that pineapple pen intro even more apropos. All right, so preface here, we'll start this topic off by saying that with all of the stuff we're probably going to talk about today, you're always going to want to consider the time versus money question. You know, what is your hourly rate? Does it make sense for you to spend time to generate leads, or does it make more sense to just pay for something like our a la carte services where we just do it for you? And that just depends where you're at in your business. You know, if you're new, you're probably going to spend more time. But there's probably a lot of people in the middle who find themselves doing lower dollar per hour lead gen stuff that they probably would be better off, foregoing. Might even make more sense, or you might be messing with technical web marketing stuff where it might be worth more of your time to knock on doors or something like that. So dare I say. So that's it. Just think of that. Another thing, a key technical capability that will help you in some of the stuff that we're going to talk about today is the ability, it's a little skill, but the ability to URL forward vanity domains. So, knowing how to buy a domain at GoDaddy and then forward it is a key skill that you'll find yourself using a lot with some of the methods I'm going to talk about today. Let me share this doc with you guys. I'm sure somebody's going to say, hey, give me the link. So we'll do that now. Right here. Craig, Ryan at conversion.com. Sorry if I missed your last email. Okay. And then that's the doc. You guys should all have that. And then the last thing I'll mention is that Craigslist is probably still, the best place to go for a lot of what we're going to talk about today. So just as a backdrop, know that a lot of this is extra outside of the box and figured we'd have fun with it today. But just if you stick with the fundamentals, paid pay-per-click on Facebook, consistent posting on Craigslist, you probably would have plenty to keep you going. You might not need a lot of this stuff, but let's do it anyway. All right, so we're going to go just run through the bullet points. I probably have 7 or 8 ideas here, and as we run through, I'll just kind of show myself doing each one. If that's cool, we'll kind of demo it really quickly. So the first one would be the daily niche-focused property search of the day. And this could be either a listing, and I'll say, or a listing. So we all have our personal Facebook profiles. We have our sphere of influences there on Facebook, and it is not cool to go on there every day and say, hey, list with me. Hey, I need a buyer, and do some of the stuff you see agents doing, But I think if you can provide interesting information and do it in a recurring basis so people know that's just like the one thing you do on your personal profile that's real estate related, I think you can do it in a cool way. So an example of this would be exactly what I'm going to do right now. So let me go to my conversion site. And let's just pick an interesting, I'll pick St. Petersburg, pick my city here, and let's just pick an interesting search. Our search of the day today is going to be about income properties over $1 million. Okay? Keep it simple. There's only 3 there. But I'll just run with the example here. And then I can simply take my URL from the top of the page, go over to my Facebook profile, do this once a day, and do property search of the day, multifamily And if I had picked the whole county, I would have gotten a better set than 3, so that's probably what I would have done. Multifamily income properties in Pinellas County, right? Link equals. And then a lot of times when you do the link, it'll post a picture, but if not, it looks like it's not cooperating, give me a picture. Just take a minute and do a quick little image of an income property, right? So, you know, it doesn't take long. Think of something apropos, grab a listing you have or something. I guess there's a show called Income Property out there, right? I can do search tools in my Google image search, grab something that is free to steal, Creative Commons, usage rights. Let's see if we get anything. All right, I don't want to bore you guys to tears, but keep in mind Facebook is very image driven, so if you can come up with something cool. I think last week we talked about using Google Draw to make some very quick images with highlighted backgrounds. That would be a good thing for you to check out, but I can just take this image and just post it there. All right, that didn't work. View image. Copy image, and then I can paste it directly into Facebook. See, I right-click and picked copy. Oh, and there we are. Did you see it had the preview for a minute that I was going for of an actual property? It just took it a minute there. So I won't belabor that point about the image, but just know, do an interesting image, let the property drop in, and there we go. Property search of the day, link equals, and I can click post and do that once a day for a different niche-focused search forever. I can do property search a day or listing of the day. So that's a pretty easy thing that I think a lot of people overlook and don't do on a regular basis, but it's not going to take you any time. And if you do it consistently every day over the course of 6 months, for example, or even a whole year, you're talking about doing that 300 times. I think you'll generate some leads from that effort. A lead every few days, and of course some solid conversations directly with the people who are your Facebook friends about specific listings. Also has the side effect of just reminding people that you're in business every day. So they remember you're a real estate agent, don't list with a stranger. So link equals, no, you don't have to add the link equals. That was just me. Good question. No, you can do whatever you want. And it might even look prettier if you went like this. You know, you shorten it with a goo.gl. And if you do it that way, you can also see how many people are clicking, of course, too, right? So you just do your goo right there. And then over time, you'd have a bunch of goos, and you could see which ones are getting the most clicks and what people most reply to, too, if you want to get a little fancier. And you just post it, okay? So here, I'll post this. That's what it looks like. No big deal. Okay, so that's the first technique, post socially. Now, I could take this from Facebook, head on over to Twitter, head on over to LinkedIn, and do the same exact thing. And we've got basic social posting with a template, but it's always interesting to people because it's the property search today and it's something different every day, but doesn't require a lot of effort or thought on your part. Okay, so there's one free method. If you're not doing that and you need free leads, do that. You'll get some leads. All right, next one. This is a little bit of labor and a little bit of work, but I'm sure you could run a whole real estate practice only doing this. This is just like, you know, picking up the phone back in the day and calling your past clients or just calling people. You can PM, private message one Facebook friend a day, or even 1 or 2, 3 Facebook friends a day, and try to start a conversation not about real estate first, right? Hey, how you doing? What's up, dude? Right? And then work in a couple of scripts here. And the scripts I have are, hey, I emailed a list of, hey, by the way, I emailed a list of hot buys every week. You okay with getting the list? Right? And if they say, yeah, you can send them a link to a landing page or just pop their email in. As long as they say it's okay, you just enter them manually into conversion and then set them up to get a recurring property search for your deals list, right? Whatever that deal you've identified. Or you own your house, right? Is it okay if I send you a monthly update about recent market activity so you always know your value? So here's what that might look like. Now, obviously, all your friends aren't going to live in the same town as you, but what you can do is just come on in. I'm going to shoot my bird, but at the very least I can, instead of shooting my bird, I can close my door. All right, sorry about that. Okay, and then we're going to go to our friends. And then we can just start to look for people. Now, I can't remember. They used to have better search. I can search for people who live locally, but you're going to know who lives nearby. And just pick somebody who you haven't talked to in a while. Right? A lot of you guys are on here. And just say, and just send a message. I know you don't need to show you guys how to send a Facebook message, but, what's up, dude? I don't know. Here. Right? What's up, dude? Start the conversation and then get going and work in getting permission to send either a list of deals or a list of recent market activity. Okay, guys, do you get that one? I don't need to go much further than that. Beyond that approach, if you want to use Facebook and just direct messaging friends as your strategy and try to work in those scripts, you can also make a point of trying to make 1 to 3 new friends daily, and that's just simple research stuff. So we've started with 2 social media examples. Facebook, you can do the same exact thing on LinkedIn, of course. Facebook is where everybody is. Twitter, Google Plus even if you want, but probably focusing on Facebook will get you pretty far, and you could easily generate 1 to 3, maybe 5 free leads a day like this between posting a niche focused search and just asking people explicitly, dude, is it okay if I send you updates? And that generates a lead in your conversion system that's getting property updates from you, and that's going to lead to good things. Okay, next one. Right here. I'm moving intentionally fast. Yes, Craig, very good point. I was going to say this too, and I want to bring it up. Craig's saying somebody else suggested an A to Z strategy to work through your list. So you can actually, do your A's on you do the day of the month that you're on, right? So today is the 17th. What's the 17th letter of the alphabet? Is it R? I don't know, somewhere in that range. And just go for everybody with the last name of R, or who, has an R in their name. I'm not sure exactly how you would sort that. But yep, you can do it exactly like that. And you can also group your friends according to next contact as well. So you could have a little virtual Facebook tickler file where you have all the months and then days and keep sliding people into different groups if you wanted to. Use that as a light CRM. Great, Craig. Thanks, Craig. So that is that. Next one is one of my most favoritist techniques. We're going to get a little bit into print, taking people offline into online. And here's a pretty affordable way to do so. What you would do is you'd get your vanity landing page URL, right? So for example, I have this one that I use in examples a lot, FloridaRealEstateDeals.com. RealEstateDealsFlorida.com. And it could be anything. It could be, Lancaster, PA foreclosure list, right, or something like that. Whatever it is that goes to a specific search or landing page. What you can do is you can take that vanity URL, you'll see it forwarded through, and you can put it on a card and have it be either the only thing on the card or just put it on the back of your business card, but make the URL itself be sort of its own call to action or something interesting. So underpriced NewYorkProperties.com, something like that. That'll really, pop for somebody who sees the message. And then what you'll do is you'll head on over to a business card creator, maybe like moo.com. Let's see if I can sign in because I just made one of these recently for conversions. So I thought maybe I'd show you that as an example too. And then you just go and make one. So you can do business cards, any kind. You are going to spend a little money here. And you just go and make the card. I'm not going to walk you through making their design wizard, but at the end of the day, what you'd end up with is something like this, for example. I'll show it to you here. If I look at this last order I did for conversion, we're going to a conference coming up here. So we wanted to have some stuff for the conference to give away. And here's what this technique in action. So you'll see here, it might be kind of small. And you'll see it's just a business card. It has our logo on one side, right? But instead of having contact info, it has your vanity domain. So in this case, this is to attract realtor opt-ins, but you would do the same thing to get people to find out their home value, right? What's my floridahouseworth.com or something. You put the big URL here, 21 email templates. Here's 21 email templates, a little blurb. And then when people go to that vanity URL, we use our GoDaddy forwarding, and it'll take them over to a landing page where you can capture the contact info. Okay, so the technique here would first be to set up that vanity URL, redirect it to either a list of properties on your conversion site or a landing page on your conversion site, whatever it might be. And then beyond that, just make sure you always have those cards on you. And when you're out litter, drop them in specific places. But more likely, instead of just dropping them willy-nilly, you're going to hand them out to waitresses, like when you give your tip, cashiers, Uber drivers, etc. A little bit of old school business card handing out, but we're taking it one step further by integrating your conversion landing pages and squeeze pages. So instead of just saying, hey, I'm a realtor, it's got your face on it, and giving them your card, which is also effective, you're doing it in a way that will generate you direct leads if the person goes to that website. So that's that. And then my favorite here, I used to do this in Philly. I had a bunch of these guys out in pizza shops working for me, is to put these same cards on bobblehead dolls. So if you want to have a little fun, there you can cut a picture of your face out and then have your card or have the Moo card you just made with the guy handing out the card. Now, I did it for a foreclosure list back in, this was probably 2008, 2009. So I had my foreclosure list URL, in Philadelphia, like on the back of the card. And the pizza shop across the street from me, the guy was always like, dude, you're out of cards. Like every few days I'd go in and I was out of cards. It's a really effective way. People are standing in line waiting to get pizza or at a convenience store, little, corner markets to get that URL out there and generating you leads passively. Okay. Let's see now. What's our next one? What do you guys think of that one? Just looking for some feedback. You going to get some bobblehead dolls and sit them on the counters of local businesses? If you're friends with the proprietor, it's easy enough to do. A lot of times you might have to pay. But yeah, thanks, Shane. But yeah, that's if you want free, easy, passive ways beyond spending a few $100 on pay-per-click, there's another idea for you. Okay. Next one. That we probably don't think about a lot, but you probably have a few friends or family members who own websites in town. They're business owners. They own websites. If you're totally new and you need free ways to get traffic, just ask the favor. So you could ask and say, hey, would it be okay if I put a banner ad on your site? Maybe you'd reciprocate and give them an ad on your conversion site. Can I put a banner ad on your site? And the banner ad could be anything. It could be find out the value of your house. It could be, foreclosure list, become an agent if you're recruiting, right? And just put the banner ad or directly embed the conversion search widget right in your friend's site. So that could be a good free way to get traffic right there. Yes, the Bellagio will let you do it, Beth. They're Vegas. I doubt it. Yeah. So that's that one. So you can ask other real website owners who own businesses to put your ad on. You can also, of course, as a paid strategy, do the same thing. Find big blogs, maybe content sites in your area, and put banner ads on to drive traffic to your site. Of course, that's not a free way, but it's something people don't think about a lot, is that you can directly approach website owners locally and get them sending traffic to you. Okay, next one. Create, and I know some people do this, create niche real estate Facebook groups, right? So this is a free tool, Facebook, right? Instead of going on all those yard sale groups like a lot of people like to do, they spam the groups with their links. It does still work. It can generate you leads. We've had a few conversations about that. This would be a little bit of a twist on that, where you actually create a group themed around real estate. And all you need to do is go to facebook.com/groups. And you can call the group whatever you want. Maybe you want to create a group and you can call it Underpriced St. Pete Real Estate Deals, right? Or Great Homes St. Pete First Time Home Buyer Mastermind. All right, so you just create your group and then you go and you tell all your friends that, hey, I created this group. If you know anybody who might be interested, please have them join. And you can start posting content in there. Of course, you're going to want to try to, in order to get people out of the group into your conversion database, you'll want to post links strategically. Here's here's the home buyer link of the day. Here's a great property for first-time home buyers. You get them over to the listing on your site, for example. Okay, so that's group creation. And guys, if you have any ideas as well, we'll get to that in a second. I kind of just spit this out in a Facebook reply yesterday and turn it into a document today. But hopefully, as I'm doing this, think about other ideas you have for newbies or people without a budget to help get them going. Next one, probably the most effective one on this list, actually, in terms of how a one-time investment in time will get you traffic for years to come, would be to make crap tons. I don't know, crap tons, that's highfalutin language there, of screencast YouTube videos so that you can leverage SEO. Yes, it's a very technical term, Shane. So make crap tons of screencast YouTube videos. And what you can do is open up your Screencast-O-Matic app. We talked about Screencast-O-Matic.com. That's just one tool, Screencast-O-Matic.com. Right, so I'll do that right now. Okay, and then we will do a video about anything people might be searching for locally. So I'll go to Google here. And you could quickly, I don't want to go too far into this. This is kind of its own topic, like just coming up with ideas for videos. I think we've done it a few times. But let's just say, let's do St. Pete. Let me get this out of the way. We'll do this before we open our screencast. St. Petersburg, Florida Thai restaurant. Now, I know I'm going far out here, but if you wanted to, you could take a quick picture of a restaurant nearby and do a quick screencast video of the restaurant. That would be one example. You could also do a video of a property search on your site. And you can sit down one day and do, let's say, just sketch out what you're going to do in a doc, 20 to 50 of these, and in 2 or 3 hours have a library of videos living out there. So I've never been to this restaurant, but I'll just show you what I mean. So I'll hit record. And use videos of stuff, video stuff that you like other businesses nearby, parks, things to do, and just do this. Hey, you're looking for a Thai restaurant in St. Pete? There's Thai Am right there. Really cool little place. If you happen to live in the XYZ neighborhood, you're going to love living near here. And if you need a house nearby Thai Am in the XYZ neighborhood, go ahead and click the link you see down below in the description. And then see what I did there? I just did a quick little 15-second video. I can upload it to YouTube. Right? Put it in my YouTube, my channel here. Thai restaurant. I'll put the title Thai restaurant in St. Pete, Florida, so that I can SEO for the title. And in my description, I'll say looking for Thai restaurant, St. Pete. Try out this one. If you want to buy a house in this neighborhood, go here, and I can put a link to my conversion site, right, to the specific search for the neighborhood. So the effect you could have here, if you just spent the time and you built up a library of videos like this, is that you'll have these videos generating you occasional click back to your site. It's not going to be a ton of traffic, but if you have a portfolio of videos out there like it's working for you, you could be looking at a lead or two a day forever if you take the portfolio as a whole. And again, it's totally free. You can get a free Screencast-O-Matic.com account and pay $15 for the upgrade if you want. YouTube is free, and use it as a traffic source to get people to your site. It's just a matter of coming up with 50 to 100 different keywords you want to make videos about. And once I click publish here, it's going to be on YouTube generating me traffic forever. Okay. Oh, great, Ryan. Thank you. Yep, I'll try to bring that one up. Okay, so the YouTube thing, I want to just go right back to the time versus money thing again, guys. I'm not expecting you to do all of these things. Just pick one or two of these ideas if you want. If you have an assistant and you don't have anything for them to do, this YouTube idea might be a really good one. Give them a list of keywords to make videos about and see what they can do with it. I mean, it's only going to, my 8-year-old is making Minecraft YouTube videos, so I think I think most of our assistants or most of us could manage what I just showed you. Okay, let's see the next one here. Hey, crap tons. Okay, here's one that we talk about from time to time. This is related to something we earlier said, but you can proactively, if you're totally new in the business or you just got your conversion site, there's nothing that stops you for people. I'm not telling you to spam, only for people in your direct sphere, like the 10 or 20 people you love the most in the world who live in your town, right? We all have our close friends and relatives who would never accuse us of being spammers and who want to see us succeed. Proactively put those people who own homes on property updates, or even if they're not homeowners, if you think they might want to buy someday, just proactively add them as a lead to your conversion site and then put them on property updates. Say, hey, I set you up to get updates about sales near your house so you always know the value of yours, almost kind of without permission because you know they're going to be okay with it. So your grandmother, your aunts, things like that. And you'd be surprised what happens as a result of that little exercise. It's kind of like, it's kind of a way just to remind people you're in business, remind them that you want referrals, and then they'll keep seeing your emails so that when you're out conversing with other people in town, you're top of mind as a real estate provider. Okay, simple idea, but probably effective. So if you need free leads, add your friends to those updates. And then the final idea I had before we get into more of yours with the vanity URL banner, do this. I was going a little nuts here. I don't think anybody's actually going to do this, but you could go stand on a street corner with a big sign with a vanity domain on it, like the Liberty Tax Guys, outside your office, and just have a big old ugly URL there so that as people are stopped at the stoplight and bored, they go to your URL on the phone and generate you leads. So I think this last example is just an example of anywhere you can put a vanity domain that drives to lead capture. And since you have landing pages with conversion, and conversion itself, any page you land on is going to do a pretty good job of generating leads, it makes sense to get it out there. And this is just one extreme example of something you could do for free, right, or nearly for free. Okay, another idea that was given, and you guys share your other free ways to generate leads. I'd love to hear your feedback, but another one that was mentioned by Ryan Cook is a great place for topics is Zillow Advice. So you could use Zillow itself and use Zillow Advice to come up with topics for your YouTube videos, I think is what he was saying. Right. So you could come here. Thank you. That's a great tip. So back to the YouTube video idea, you can go to Zillow Advice and probably find things that people are talking about and asking about related to real estate and answer these questions via YouTube videos. It's a really good idea. Yep, so here's an example. Shane, thank you for sharing these. I'm going to share some of your URLs so people can see some examples of vanity URLs. So one is monthopenhouses.com. The open house is a great idea. There we go. So this is redirecting to a list of properties, making me homesick right there. And then 88morganstreet.com. And then here's one for a single property. Oh, you must have redirected that later, 88morganstreet.com. Oh, it's a building. Okay, yep, so that's a specific, I see it now. It's actually a specific complex. So you would use the URL and then drive through here. So, yep. So that vanity URL, guys, I know it seems really simple, but I think it's an underutilized technique. Just getting that URL out there. There's so many different things you could redirect to on conversion, and so many different places you can get that URL. The Moo cards in particular, first-time buyer homes, NJ, NewJersey.com. On the back of a card, you start handing that out to waitresses, and good things are going to happen. For example. Okay, guys, I'm running dry here on the ideas. I realize we went pretty fast. Is there any other questions or feedback you guys had? I hope this was helpful. It's just a topic that comes up from time to time. We usually talk about paid traffic techniques, which are usually more efficient, but there are a lot of new people in the business or people who are just on a budget currently. Maybe you're between transactions or just getting started, and you have more time than money. This was a session about that, what you can do in that situation when you have more time than money. Another one, too, is you could just, if you're really just sitting in your office twiddling your thumbs, you can always drop regular mail out too, to people. And I know it's not what we want to do, but you can do one-off letters to expireds and FSBOs, but you can also just, send letters maybe to renters to apartment buildings. Just says, hey, go here if you're thinking about buying a house, if you're tired of paying rent, go here to see a list of, entry-level homes in the area. So it's another way to drive traffic to your site. Okay, question is, where do you enter the URL to redirect? Okay, so I can show you that now. With GoDaddy in particular, I put a link up here to the GoDaddy video that explains how to do it, but I can quickly show you guys how to set up a URL forward at GoDaddy. So let's just do that. I'm usually logged in. I am. Manage my crazy domains. So I wonder if I have any examples here. What'smineworth.net. So we'll just do this. And when you go to your domain, you'll see right in the middle here, there's this forwarding section. And all you need to do is click Manage. It's really simple, guys. And what you're going to do is you're going to set the forward to be whatever the page is on your conversion site that corresponds to whatever you're offering, right? So in this case, might be my sell.php page, right? I have our What's My Worth page. I have what'smineworth.net. Then I can redirect that to my sell.php page. Yeah, good question. Rob saying, Andy, is how we can use a conversion phone number to generate leads on business cards instead of putting our own personal number there. Yeah, you're pointing out a really big one that I kind of missed is conversions. Not only are the phone numbers, but the text reply functionality. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, Rob, but I could see, just like the vanity URL, even just doing plain business cards with a text capture or a combination of both. You can go down to the build squeeze section here, right? And I can have a business card. Here's some that I have. Text foreclosure list to my number, which I find down at the bottom of the site. So my Moo card, my card would look something like this. I'll just do an example card here. Okay, and it would be text foreclosure list to, and then my number. Right, so instead of doing the vanity URL, you would just have your text call capture, and then whenever somebody texts that, they're going to instantly get back a link to the foreclosure list. This is built into conversion, guys. I don't know if everybody realizes that. But you can build as many text codes like this as you want. So, you know, it could be thinking buying in St. Pete soon. You know, need a great deal, like that. And you could have a bunch of little cards like this made up. If you just want to test the idea, handwrite them. Go buy some index cards then at CVS or Staples and just handwrite them and see if you know, drop 50 or 100 of them out and see what happens, you know, while you're out and about. But anytime somebody texts that, you're going to get a real phone number, and you can call them back and have a real conversation about real estate in real time. So I guess, Rob, that's one idea. Otherwise, you know, it's just a matter of coming up with calls to action, you know, for what you want them to do with the number. Question is, are we allowed to do a blind ad like that? If you're worried about it, put your contact info on it. It's okay. You know, down here you could just do, you know, info provided by Ryan Hartman, EXP, you know, whatever compliance is, license number. You know, just use, I kind of just did it as a quick example, but yeah, follow whatever local policies, you know, state commission rules you need to. It's not going to suppress response. I mean, people might say, hey, that's just a realtor trying to get my lead. Some will, but the people who really want and who are going to engage with you are going to call anyway. So definitely, yeah, put it on there. Actually, it would be neat, wouldn't it? This is a product idea here. I want to throw a request in. We should have another button right here. Right here. Make drop cards. I forget what they call them. Did they call them drop cards? There's a term for this kind of stuff, like in the marketing world. I think it's called a drop card. And it would just be like, click, make drop cards, and you go to a page and you can just order 100 of them right away for your text code. That'd be pretty sweet. What do you guys think of that idea? I don't know. But, you know, they'd just be printed up nice and simple, mailed to you, and then you would have them and just keep them in your back pocket and drop them. Okay, guys, so just some ideas there. You know, you could use, for example, other places for free. You could drop these in your email signatures. When you run your Craigslist ads, incorporate all this stuff. But there are plenty of ways to get free leads. Just pick something and stick with it and do it consistently. And whether you're paying for pay-per-click or doing some of these free methods, you can. It's all about just keeping your database growing full so that conversion can do its thing and get you into conversations with people about real estate. All right. Well, I'm going to, if there's no other questions, we're going to go ahead and end today's session. Thank you for everybody's participation. We'll get the recording live probably first thing tomorrow morning and post it in a group. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Nobody else has any questions, and we'll be on our way today. See you later.